This morning, what I can tell from this morning, the conference is going very well. Very interesting papers, and I like the fact that the discussion has been in detail rather than staying on the surface. We discuss some methodologies, some real issues. I think the most pressing issues are what countries around the world, developed countries at least, call the social challenges.
What are they?
The social challenges are health, are environment, poverty. So this is in general. Now, particular issues are plenty, right? If you go in each area, you can find several. So, for example, if you go to health, I think a major issue is whether nanotechnology products are harmful for us. Industry thinks it's a great opportunity, and it may be, but the doctors, the medical profession has not decided whether they are safe or not. Foresight can help in the solution of these issues by focusing. Because social challenges are pretty broad, defined as pretty broad things, and always there is a limitation of money. So where to focus first and where to go second and third can be greatly assisted by Foresight. That's a very good question. In fact, in the United States, until 1980, exactly 1980, the public sector, the government, was spending more money on research than the private sector. Then these two crossed, and now they are very far apart and very different. They are getting very, so the private sector is much bigger. The expense is much bigger than the public sector, and this is actually the trend in every country where Western Europe is trying, but if you look at East Asia, the trend is exactly the same. I'm thinking for a moment because in terms of efficiency of creating results is absolutely good. In terms of whether that answers the very pressing questions of society, it may not be so good. Because industry is industry, and the objective of industry is to make money, which is fine, which is, in my view, absolutely fine, and that's exactly what industry should do. Industry maximizes the returns to owners. But the interests of the owners of a company are not necessarily the interests of society. So to the extent you have such divergence, the research that is led by companies is much more efficient because there are real deadlines and a real bottom line. But the research that is funded by governments is different. It's more sensitive to the interests of society as a whole, and also it's more sensitive to long term. Industry will be more short term. For industry, short term is 6 months, medium term is two years, and long term is 5 years. But for many of these scientific questions that we were talking about, 5 years is really very short. So there's things that industry can do, but the fact that industry increases its expenditures on R&D does not mean that the public sector should decrease it. Right? I want to make sure of this. Industry is pretty good, but the public sector needs to follow. Right?